We played the trailer for you guys on Tuesday, but it's actually been released now. The episode 1 is out. What I'm talking about is Candace Owens' new series. For those who don't know about it, it's called Bride of Charlie. Here's the trailer, and then we will tell you what happened next after it dropped.
President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building.
After being shot at Utah Valley University.
The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erica Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone believes differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
Weird conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm going to touch your butt. $8.6 million to their own shell company. What is going on?
You have nothing to hide. My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
There it is, Bride of Charlie, and it debuted yesterday, episode 1. And right away, I mean, people were responding. And you guys, I do recommend you go check it out. I saw some, I didn't see all of it, but I thought it was going to move faster, like I said earlier. Be more of like a filmmaking experience. But I think documentaries these days, just because of Twitter and social media, that people put out these little things, and then a lot of doing what we're doing. Like you could call what we're doing a documentary. That doesn't sit well with me as a filmmaker who like actually makes films. This is us sharing and doing journalism, which is cool, but filmmaking, you got to have a little more. But anyways, that's just artistic, preference. Put that aside. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the pushback from this. But here's what happened. Episode 1 debuted, and there's some bombshells coming out. This, according to Project Constitution, she's uncovering Erica Kirk's secret early years. And what's wilder is that anyone expected it was that she was born a male. So that whole thing, I hadn't get to that part yet. I'll look at that. But what got me is this part.
Was Erica born a male?
It's a question mark. Of course. Was she born a male? Because there's these pictures coming up, her interviews from her own mouth talking about how people thought she was a boy. There's a lot of that going on. But that part isn't really for me. But the connection that I was like, oh my gosh, Erica didn't just move to Arizona after the divorce. She attended an ultra elite, ultra weird charter school called Tesseract. What? Literally housed inside a Jewish school named Gan Yaladim Looking Glass School. Yes, Looking Glass. I mean, what? You can't make this stuff up. This sounds like a Disney, Marvel, whatever. I don't know. The same name as a top secret CIA project, Looking Glass, right? The alleged time travel program that used stolen Sumerian technology to peer into future. So what is this? And of course, I'm interested. I don't think anybody should. Oh, wait, I don't want to know about that. I want to know, what the hell is this? Tesseract itself, named after the time traveling device in A Wrinkle in Time, founded by the Walton family, Bush family, Monsanto execs, ran by Jewish administrators, shut down for fraud shortly after Erica left. I'm interested in it. I want to know more about that. But a lot of people don't actually want to know about this at all. They're very upset. They're very upset. Here's who you're waiting for. Dan Bongino got so mad. He looked right into the camera because he knows that Candace watches the show every day because she's nothing else to do with her time. So he looked right in the camera. And Dan Bongino, disgraced FBI director, helper, whatever the hell he did, which was nothing next to cash. He's back on his podcast and he's yelling and screaming at people. He's been yelling at his own listeners for asking him questions. Now he's looking directly into the camera and yelling at Candace herself. Check this out.
Fuck you.
fuck you. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. You demonic fucking scum. For as much as I hate what just happened, I wish ill on no one, and everyone should restrain their emotions from the other side because they are not on our side. Everyone. Once you go down the road of violence, there's no turning back.
Can I just stop it? I do know if anybody
was saying, though, he wasn't saying that directly to Candace there, right? He was saying before that, I think he was saying people out there who are dropping into her DMs saying you killed her, talking about people who were taking the information that Candace was giving them and using it, and then
so he's talking to her the
people who
that
are following, who are
okay.
going to the DMs.
So
and,
but to be clear, who he's not talking to is anybody that was part of the elite cabal who murdered children that he did nothing about when he had a chance to do something about. He's not mad about those people.
Not at all.
He's not mad at those people.
Always someone stronger than you, man. Always. There's a whole lot of people stronger than me. And I'm sorry if the language distracts from you, but I can think of no other New York way to say it than fuck you, motherfuckers. You deserve to feel the little licks of the flames of hell on every inch of your body.
I mean, you would want to think that he had this type of emotion towards the elite.
Yeah, that he covered up
pedophile psychopaths, that his job was to look into it.
He covered for him.
And he told us there was nothing to see here. And if there was, and I love that line when he says, oh, if there was something, I would let you know. Yeah. And then Cash Patel, I would have told you yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we are there. But look, we're looking at a woman who has shown, and I know, and I get it, Craig, like there's other things going on too, but I think that this case exemplifies how corrupt our system is, that you can have an FBI director and his partner look you in the eye and tell you there's nothing to see here. And this random person with that shitty fake ass text messages that they all made up, that's the evidence, and that nobody's mad about this, that Erica Kirk, she needs to be investigated. And I'm glad there's a series about it right now. This is somebody who at the event, at the Trump event, State of the Union, this is her getting called her name out. Watch this person. This is somebody who you need to look at. Looks to me like a complete sociopath.
His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
Just going through the motions of emotions. That's what sociopaths do. Do you see that? That's a sociopath doesn't know. She's just imitating. It's called imitation. None of that is real. None of that is real. I mean, look at this. So this is a very this is a good analogy. Erica Kirk has to be a sociopath, right? If I think of an PCA commercial, I could cry in command. She has what is this? Yinra's mom, a black hole of pain beside her. Okay, so this is, and she's she's cool as a cucumber. Here is what actual grieving looks like, by the way, for future reference. And these are the people that actually lost somebody that were sitting right in the same room with her. This is what crying actually looks like.
A dozen times and was released through no cash bail. Stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened bail.
See, there's Erica right next to her.
Stood up and vicious.
Right next to her. And that was the bus. Remember the bus incident?
No, it was the train.
Yeah. So that's a real reaction. So I'm just saying, look, I'd want to see this thing. People are trying to figure out why the sudden anger on, I mean, they've been angry at Candace all the time, but there seemed to be a coordinated effort. And I'm going to get to this coordinated effort in just a second. But first, let me just play this This dude kind of nails it as far as like it wasn't just Dan Bongino. They all went after her like instantaneously, like it was done in advance. So this is let me show you what this is. This is actually a funny take on the Bonginos and the others as they came out just with arms flaring, just ready for how dare you make a movie? How dare you make a series about this? How dare you?
Do you see Candace's new episode today on the history of Erica Kirk? Oh my word, she has gone too far. I don't know about you, but it lived up to the hype because Graham Allen said that she should be taken out because she's a devil. Ben Shapiro said that she is evil scum. And Dan Bongino, wants to torture people or something? Torture her? Then Bongino's real mad, guys. It's the most disgusting thing that he's ever seen in his life. Definitely not the Poopstein documents. Those aren't disgusting. This is the most disgusting thing he's ever seen in his life. And of course, he said that before it even came out. So I don't know how that could even be that, but whatever. It was disgusting. She talked about where Erica was born, the date of birth, her parents, the family tree, when her parents got married or maybe didn't get married, some discrepancies in some documents. Oh my gosh! Disgusting! How could she do that? How could you possibly investigate a person who has basically tried to anoint the next president of the United States that happens to be the head of a multi-million-dollar or perhaps even $1 billion corporation? Why would anybody want to know anything about that person? Did I say corporation? I meant tax-exempt nonprofit that happens to be heavily involved in the most powerful government the world has ever known and the most significant nation on the entire earth.
Yeah, great point. Great points. Why so mad at just something that would look pretty interesting? I don't know how you could take anybody else out there who was completely innocent and have such amount of content that Candace seems to have on this person. Even just the curiosity's sake about just Erica alone and her how she got to the position she was, how she was able to morph and maneuver and morph all over the place. And like when he's mentioning about the coordinated attacks, and it seems that Bongino was attacking her for this film before it even was released. So again, these are coordinated attacks. And we're not just making that up. We know that's how it works. We know that the influencers from Netanyahu sitting down, giving them $7,000 per attack. This actual attack on Candace was leaked, and we got this. And I want to give credit to who found it. This is from a diligent Denizen, who's been doing some remarkable work. Diligent's the same one. He's the one who went down the Thomas Massey rabbit hole as well with the Freemason stuff. So I wanted to give a shout out to Diligent. But yes, this is a paid influencer smear campaign against Candace, and the sheet has been leaked. Okay, so remember when I pointed out that there was a certain X accounts that would activate when we covered sensitive topics. Thanks to, I guess, Matt Weinglass covered this, I guess. But we now have proof of how they coordinate against journalists like Candace, myself, and others. Be careful who you follow. Here's a screen video of the actual of the sheet that was leaked. Here it is, so you guys can see. Turn that volume off. So you have use these words: demonic, right? Candace is a demon. So this is the pecking, the talking order. These are the instructions. So she's not asking questions. So you have to repeat. And they're saying quote or reply to this, share and guide. So they give you the whole instruction. So somehow that leaked, and we're seeing this is exactly what ended up happening. Here's the actual breakdown. So these are a leaked internal email from Turning Point USA, instructs staff to label Candace Owens as evil and demonic and to flood social media with that framing. And then Bongino repeats the exact language on air. Call it what it is, but it's called coordinated messaging. And here you go. These are the verified words, and you can see the first ones here. Mm-hmm. There's Graham Allen on there. You got these, yeah.
Gunther Engelman.
Gunther's on there. And look, these are what they're doing. They're verifying that they're following instructions exactly. Evil has to be stopped. Pure evil. This is straight up. So they're going through the evil board, and then we'll get to Bongino on the next page. Look at that, you demonic scum. So do it in a rant about the series, which we played a little bit of the rant there. And then here's some others doing it. Obviously, Laura Loomer. Can't forget Laura Loomer. Candace is an evil woman. Evil as Islam. Oh my God. So we're not just speculating here, guys. We know that there's instructions, top-down instructions. This is the kind of stuff Netanyahu brags about when he sits down with his influencers and tells them this is how we're going to do it. We got to get TikTok next. We got to get Twitter. We got to nudge Elon. So this is an example of how that's done. They're not just waking up and all deciding the same thing at the same time. They're actually opening their email on whatever thing they're on, and they're getting their instructions in order to get their pay. That's what they're doing. It's pretty remarkable. But I'm interested in this. I know I get it. I know not everybody is, but to understand that there is something here to look at. There's some as far as the corruption, the turning point machine that seems to have been in place to take Charlie out before they took him out. They had these accounts being set up. They were funneling the money. He didn't even have any idea that was happening. Yeah. I mean, that alone is worth a documentary. And so I just so the fact that Candace is making this, I say go for it. Look, I'm gonna check this thing out. That first episode. I recommend you guys take a look too if you have some time. But yeah, make no mistake, there are people that do not want you to see this, and they're pretending to be angry for somebody making a little film series and giving you information. And then it's your job to decide whether it's valid or not, or whether it's worth your time or not. But it's good that somebody's doing it. So I applaud Candace for doing it. Okay. As we see, there are certain people that
I'd like to know. I really like to know
necessarily
people get to investigate on who killed Malcolm X, on who killed a lot of other people before we find out who killed Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not buying into this whole thing. It feels like they're trying to lionize the guy. It wouldn't surprise me if they did take him out, whatever the case may be. There's so much energy being put in this. People doing shows all the time talking about this. There's a whole list of 3 million pages of things we can investigate and what people are doing. I just have no interest in this whatsoever. I really do not. I'll pay attention as it comes, but the way the people are fixated on it, I'm like, no way. Okay. No way. I get it, but I'm just not there. I once again, I never looked at Charlie Kirk as a guy who brought people together. He didn't have a rainbow coalition. He wasn't about pushing peace. He told the same fucking lies about Israel all the time. Maybe he was starting to turn. Maybe he was not. I don't know. I'm just not there on this one.
Well, you didn't look into it to see that he was turning. That's the point. You said, he's done enough stuff.
No, it's that what he did say and what he was continuing to say, he was still saying that Israel and the West Bank and Gaza is Judea and Samaria. He still had that rhetoric. And even in that article, even in that interview when he all pointed out, he still said, I just want to remind everybody, I am pro-Israel. When he started saying, why aren't we looking to why that was there a stand down order? Did they allow this to happen? Those are the things he was talking about. I get it. I just didn't see what a lot of other people see. And I get it. If you guys want to go look into this, talk about this, go ahead. I just don't. I'm sorry. I think people are over fixated on this whole situation. I do believe it was an inside job. Absolutely. They wanted him out. They got him out. But like I said, I'd rather invest energy and time in finding out who was behind killing Fred Hampton, the people who really were unifying people and bringing people together. I'd like to learn more about what's going on 9/11, where all those people were killed. I'd like to focus a lot more attention and energy on that, but that's just me. So, I mean, to each his own.
So, we are focusing on those. We're focusing on 9/11 for sure. Anything in the Epstein files.
I'm just saying there are people that are uber focusing on this, and I'm not taking anything away from them. That's their choice to do so. Yeah. It just doesn't tickle my fancy. So
look at it like this. You mentioned the 3 million files. We know that the amount of horrible shit that's happened to children and people we will never know about ever. We talk about survivors. We don't talk about the ones that didn't survive. We have the amount of pain and destruction and torture and torment we can't even process it. There's no way to. Yeah. But Charlie Kirk, at least let's look at it like this. If we can pull the curtain back on somebody that with that much, prominence and is on such a large stage, and we can see the mechanism in place to do what they did and get away with it, and the complexity of that.
But I don't think that
I would say this: let's give the other victims, survivors, and non-survivors a chance for a comparison, and say if they pull this off with this one guy, imagine. All of the other
doing it
stuff.
With other historic famous features. It's Charlie Kirk is no.
We have an opportunity.
Yeah,
and we're not making.
But what is it going to do if Erica Kirk was involved? It's going to stop there. Are we going to get deeper into what's going on?
Well, yeah, because she was placed there as a
just
honeypot.
like everybody,
Yeah.
and that happens all the time.
Okay.
She was not the first honeypot.
Right.
There's honeypots placed
all
the time.
So we have somebody at the level of Charlie Kirk of influence and exposure. The fact that we have all this we have so much information. We have more information on him than any other survivor or victim or any other child that we'll never know about in Epstein, right? Which sucks that we don't. It sucks that we don't know who they all are and that they don't get to be remembered.
Yeah.
It sucks. I think going into Charlie Kirk isn't about him having a legacy that's more, he's such a good guy like Martin Luther King. That's not what this is about.
But
It's
they
about
are putting him on shirts with Martin Luther King. That's the lionizing they are of this
That's
dude.
not why this is happening.
That's
because-
what's intriguing
because
people to
we
get
have-
more involved. They're not going into the reasons that you're saying.
No, they are. They are going the reason. The conversations I'm having, we're talking to Garland Nix. We're talking to people that have been interested in this from day one. I know you haven't been interested in this, but the people I'm talking that they're interested because he represents an opportunity for us to see how the system actually works, because he's so visible, because he's so high up in the status that we have access
I think
to
a
so
lot
much that we can use it to measure.
I think a lot of
how
people,
dark and deep it goes with everyone else that we don't have access
that was
to.
concentrating on the whole origins of COVID, the whole origins of the virus and stuff like that. Energy's been taken away from that and fucking focused on putting it over here. It seems like just reshuffling of energy. I wish that energy was still there. When we start talking about the things in COVID that are not being talked about, that not are looked at or investigated on, it bothers me that this stuff is getting the energy that should have 10,000 times full. I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it. I apologize.
Well,
but
unfortunately today you're in the homeless left studio here in LA, and what we do here is we cover everything. We do
good chai tea.
We provide the good chai tea, and we cover everything. We don't run out. We do 4 or 5 hour show, and if we don't get to it in time, we do it on next week. And you guys know we do this. It's all connected. We don't run out of bandwidth. We make fun of these politicians that quote unquote run out of bandwidth and they can't process it. They only have so much room in their hard drive. Guess what? We have unlimited room. So we're not taking away from COVID by covering Charlie Kirk. We're not taking away from 9/11. We're not taking away from Iran. What we're doing is we're covering all of it.
I'm just saying the overall energy, not from you, but from what we see on the intrawebs, is being kind of sucked away.
You and I have covered COVID from the beginning, right?
Yes.
You've had the platform. I didn't have the platform, but I was covering it in a small way. But the point is that the people that we attracted were people that could give a shit about us being captured by Israel or this or that. They don't want to know about that. But if we're doing the work on Charlie Kirk and saying maybe he started asking questions and then this thing turned on him, then we take that into the space with these medical freedom movement doctors. We take it into the space. There's a lot of stuff there, and if people are wanting to stop the conversation, and this is why I come on, listen. I assure you, it's better that we're talking about stuff and not looking at that we're being distracted. We have to talk about everything as much as we can. We have 24 hours in the day. We should be talking as much as possible about all this, because it all comes back to the idea that the people that don't want to talk, they are the ones that get red flagged. People like Bill Maher, we're going to get to that later, by the way, the Bill Maher thing. People like Bill Maher, they want to admit on one hand, okay, maybe QAnon was right. On the other hand, he's going to shut down the conversation if somebody wants to talk about the word pizza. He doesn't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And that right there tells me that Bill Maher does not want to talk about. He has no interest.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to compare you to Bill. I'm saying when we become someone, I have no interest in that. It becomes like, why not?
Yeah.
Why does Bill Maher have no interest in talking about what does pizza mean? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein is ordering Domino's for the richest people, and the effing Rothschilds are coming across the globe and you're ordering cheese pizza do you actually think that? No, he doesn't. And I guess the sign is if people that don't want to look into it and want to say there's nothing there, that's a suspect to me. I want to look into it. I want to spend every minute of the day being as diligent as possible, getting into this stuff and trying to figure out how to connect the dots. And we do this so we can have these honest discussions. And when new stuff comes up, we look at it and we go, oh, maybe we need to look back and reassess. A good example of that, I'll just say this, a good example, because we had Don on earlier. Don DeBar was on with us, and I remembered that he and I covered the Trump assassination attempt in real time. If I can go back now, there's new information available. I go, oh, we had that wrong, but it's totally cool. There's nothing. We work with what the information we have, but we never stop looking into shit. we look closer. We go, wait a minute. That looks like it could have been the entire thing was one big false flag psyop operation. That's what it looks like. We couldn't tell at the time. We said, oh, this is a moment right here where he was supposed to be eliminated and then he survived it and then they captured him. That's what I thought. But this is why we do what we do. We don't stop because we can inform ourselves with new information.
I got you.
Look back. Okay. So you guys know how we do this. You guys know. But I don't think we should run out of bandwidth. I think we should have enough. We should have enough
I got you.
storage space where we can go, let's go look back at this.